There was a great American poet who once said, "You love her, and she loves him, and he loves somebody else. You just can't win." Ever since humans have figured out what to do with their dangly bits, they've been hooking up left and right, breaking hearts. And game characters are no exception. Sometimes these love triangles work themselves out amicably. Other times, things can get a bit awkward. These are some of the most ridiculous love triangles found in video games.
I was wondering when you had time to be alone. Everyone has been hovering about you since you got back.
Jade Empire lets you fulfill your swinger fantasies by giving you the option to bed not one woman, but two at the same time. In typical Bioware fashion, you can attempt to woo the plucky Dawn Star or the regal Silk Fox. Eventually, they figure out your devious game and confront you on it.
If you had to make a choice between me and her, would you? Could you? Who would it be?
But if your charm skill is high enough, you can say you choose both, and they actually agree to it. Cue the romantic music and fade to black.
I never imagined that I'd love someone like you. And neither did I.
According to official Mario lore, Pauline and Mario were an item back during the Donkey Kong arcade days. But then the portly plumber unceremoniously dumped her for Princess Peach in Super Mario Bros. Despite this, Mario and Pauline both continue to have a working relationship, as she helps Mario run his theme park in the Mario vs. Donkey Kong series. Meanwhile, Mario continues to hang out with and rescue Peach, who is seemingly none the wiser. Clearly, in addition to his job as a plumber, Mario is also a certified player. Vincent needs to sort his life out, fast. His girlfriend Catherine, with a K, wants to spend the rest of her life with Vincent, which seriously scares him. Then along comes Catherine, with a C, whose carefree demeanor and manner of dress is a complete 180 from the rigid and organized Catherine. Oh, and she just might be a figment of Vincent's imagination. Now, if his dreams are telling him the truth, it'll take a lot of block pushing and tower climbing for Vincent to figure out what he really wants out of life, and hopefully not die in the process. Okay, so there's the obvious one between Cloud, Tifa, and Aeris that conveniently resolves itself when Aeris gets her, body piercing. Also, you've got Cloud, Zack, and Aeris, thanks to the whole Mako poisoning causes memory confusion plot point. Then, there's that whole weird thing between Vincent, Lucretia, and Hojo. To round out this amorous polygon, you've got two members of the Turks, Seng and Rude, who have a thing for Aeris and Tifa. But none of it matters, cause a meteor's gonna crash into the planet anyway.
Get me some dextro-amino chocolate. You're welcome to it once we're back.
She got you Turian chocolate?
She said she saw it and thought of me. Why?
Oh, nothing.
Bioware sure does love its love triangles, but this one transcends several species. While there are numerous opportunities to make a love triangle Mass Effect, the triangle that forms between Commander Shepard, Garrus, and Tali seems the most awkward. Why? Well, if you don't take the time to romance either of them, Tali and Garrus end up hooking up instead.
Oh.
We were just,
I came to say goodbye and, well...
I think one of my mandibles got hooked on her helmet.
And to top things off, in the Citadel DLC, Tali drunkenly fantasizes about a threesome between her, Garrus, and your character. So clearly, there's some sexual tension here.
Garrus, but you're with Shepard. Oh, the three of us? Well,
Oh no! Your girlfriend's been kidnapped by a gang of thugs. What do you do? Well, if you're playing Double Dragon, you grab your brother, fight through wave after seemingly never-ending wave of punks to rescue her. Then, once you finally make it to the end, you duel to the death to see who wins her favor. In The Sims 2, there's a pre-made neighborhood set up by the developers called Pleasant View. And wow, it makes soap opera relationships seem downright traditional. Mary Sue Pleasant is married to Daniel Pleasant, but he has a little side thing going on with the maid, Kaylin Langarek. She has also been fooling around with Don Lothario, who's also been woohooing anything in town that has a pulse. One of those people happens to be Bella Goth, who may or may not have been abducted by aliens, so either way, you'll probably need to consult a flowchart if you want to try and figure out this tangled web of seduction. For a game with the subtitle Hand of the Heavenly Bride, you better believe that there's some sort of wedding involved. You play as the Prince of the Kingdom of Gotha, who, through a series of unfortunate events, ends up enslaved and forced to build a massive temple. He eventually escapes and attempts to reclaim his birthright, but a king does need a queen, and you get to pick who it is. Do you marry Bianca, the girl who's loved you since you were young? Or do you go with Nera, the incredibly shy daughter of a rich family that you've only known for a few days, who apparently already has an interested suitor? Oh yeah, by the way, no pressure. It's only till death do you part. How do you make babies? Go ask your parents for the full details. But in Fire Emblem Awakening, relationships are built on the battlefield. Place Prince Crom next to one of a few potential mates, and watch the sparks fly between your soldiers like the blood squirting from your enemies. In fact, you can pair up and marry off just about anyone in your squad, building up each relationship as they battle together. It's a wonder that your whole crew hasn't killed each other off in a massive fit of jealousy. When 3 people get involved in a 2-person relationship, someone is bound to get hurt. Hopefully these examples have taught you a valuable lesson on how messy and fragile love can really be. Just don't try to make Jade Empire reality. That basically never happens.
That was a pretty sweet video, right? If you want to see more, go to GamesRadar's YouTube page over here. Or if you want to read, maybe up your game a little bit, go to GamesRadar.com.